A great flood is coming. AI is going to disrupt our entire society like no technology has before. And companies like Shopify are already replacing as many people as possible with AI and making their employees AI first. But this is just the tip of the iceberg, because AI improvements are scarily fast. In 2019, GPT-2 was like a preschooler who could barely count to 5. 1 year later, GPT-3 could tell coherent stories and write simple code like an elementary student. And by 2022, GPT-4 was solving advanced high school math and outscoring most humans on standardized tests. So in the space of 4 years, we went from a preschooler to a genius high schooler. And the progress won't stop. It's only the beginning. And to better understand how it's possible, we need to understand that AI progress is determined by 3 main factors. First, we have compute power. AI companies are continually increasing their computing power, investing in more and more GPUs to better their AI models. Then we have algorithmic improvements. AI researchers are always finding algorithmic optimizations that allow them to get more done with less computing power. And third, we have ennobling, which by removing constraints that limit the AI capabilities, like giving it more time to think or the ability to have chain of thought processing, the model's outputs become dramatically better. So these 3 factors are all exponential and are multiplying each other's effectiveness. And if we only take compute power into consideration, training GPT-3 cost around 5 million in 2020 and training GPT-4 cost around 70 million in 2023, which is already a 14x budget increase. But for the next model, OpenAI and the US government announced Project Stargate, a 500 billion investment to build the AI infrastructure to train their future model by 2029. And by 2027, AI systems will likely be trained with 1,000 to 10,000 more compute power than today's most advanced models, which, as you can imagine, will create models with capabilities we can barely imagine. So it's safe to say that by then we will have a model with PhD level capabilities in all domains. So in other words, artificial general intelligence, which is AGI, could be coming as soon as 2027. So what does this mean for us? Well, it's simple. As AI and robots are becoming better, faster, stronger, and cheaper than human labor, companies will replace all their workforce with agents and bots. And the first to be replaced will be all white-collar jobs that involves cognitive work. And when robotics will catch up, which it is doing fast, blue-collar jobs will soon be replaced as well. So you have to understand this. Human workers are the most complex and expensive assets in a company. That's why businesses have a lot of incentives to replace all of their workers with agents and robots if they can do so. And as we've seen above, they may be able to do so soon. But probably not entirely in 2 years. But in 5 years, 10 years, or even 20 years, it becomes very likely. David Shapiro, in his Post-Labor Economics series, introduces us to the concept of post-labor economy. It refers to the economic paradigm in which labor is no longer the primary driver of the economy anymore. And the primary criteria for PLE is automation displacement, which means that advanced systems like AI, robots, or automations will replace knowledge workers, skilled blue collars, and unskilled labor. And the first order consequence of that is what is called economic decoupling. So economic decouplings mean that the GDP growth and economic productivity will continue or accelerate while becoming more and more detached from human labor or expertise inputs, which means that humans will no longer be a bottleneck nor a primary consideration in the growth of the economy. And the second order consequence is a breakdown of the fundamental wage-labor social contract. So in simple terms, it means that the economy basically collapses, because you may have realized it by now, but if companies fire all their employees to replace them with robots and agents, how are people going to pay for the company's products without wages? It's called the aggregate demand challenge. If wages drop, aggregate demands drop, so the current consumer-based system may crumble. Now, keep in mind that all of this is still theoretical. And as far as we know, it's not in the interest of banks and governments for this to happen, because governments need taxpayers and banks need people with money in their account. And does that mean we're all going to die? Well, I don't know, and I don't really care, because anyway, it's not in my control zone. What I care about is understanding the potential implication of AGI and how I can best adapt to thrive. So becoming a creator may be one of the few ways to AI-proof yourself in the future, because you need to understand that as humans, we basically sell 4 fundamental attributes. The first one is strength, the second one is dexterity, the third one is cognition, and the fourth one is empathy. And Strength has already been made obsolete by the Industrial Revolution. Robotics will make dexterity obsolete, and AI agents will make cognition obsolete as well. So the final frontier of human comparative advantage is empathy. By empathy, we encompass organic connection, meaning making, and the attention economy. And in a post-labor economy scenario, it's likely that people will specifically demand other humans, even if it's more expensive and less efficient than a robot, only to benefit from the human connection. Now it's also possible that some people will totally stop seeking human relationship. After all, we are already seeing people using ChatGPT as a personal therapist, and AI are always nice, available, and listening. But let's assume that at least a minor portion of humanity will value human connection enough to pay a premium for it, because that's just what we need as creators. And as Kevin Kelly beautifully summarized with his 1000 true fans concept, we only need 1000 superfans to sustain our needs and be profitable as a creator. So superfans are people who will buy all of your products because they are totally sold to your philosophy and worldview and want to support you. So to summarize, AGI is coming sooner or later, all jobs may be replaced by AI and robots, empathy is the only competitive advantage we may be able to have and provide as humans, and we only need 1000 superfans that are ready to support us to sustain our needs as creators. This means that becoming a creator and a meaning maker for people may be one of the surest ways to achieve purpose and profit in the future. So now let's move on to the exciting part of this later, how to build your digital org to rise above the AI flood. So what I mean by digital org is a sovereign business powered by AI systems that allows you to achieve purpose and profit by leveraging your unique perspective. Building your org is your ticket to rise above the AI flood, reclaim control over your life and creative freedom without losing your creativity or authenticity. And the first key thing I want you to understand is that AI isn't necessarily good or evil. It's a tool. And as all tool, it can serve you or enslave you. And the first step is to understand when to use it and when not to. I believe that one of the future critical skills that we'll need to have as human will be to have the discernment to know when to delegate tasks and automate them with AI and when we want to do them ourselves to achieve creative fulfillment. But I may expand that on another video. Anyway, with that being said, let's see how to build your digital org. As Naval said, if you can't code, write books and blogs, record videos and podcasts. Building an audience around your core area of expertise and philosophy is the first step to financial sovereignty. Having an online resume that shows who you are and what you're good at is the greatest way to make sure you never run out of clients and opportunities. Now, there are two paths to build your audience. First, we have topic-based positioning, which means niching down on a particular subject or skill that you're passionate about and creating content about that. The goal is to become the go-to person for that specific domain and build your reputation as the expert in that field. If you're a complete beginner with absolutely no skill or prior experience, that's what I would recommend, because when you're creating content, you still need to provide value to people. So if you don't have any skills and any way you can help people, then you will first need to learn some way to help people. The second one is ideas-based positioning, and the goal here is to differentiate yourself with your unique ideas and philosophy. You will use your worldview to tie together your services and products, and people will follow you for how you think, not just what you know. That's the second level of positioning that people and creators like, for example, Dan Co, have achieved. And what I recommend you to do is to do a bit of both. People need to understand what you stand for and how you can help them clearly. That's what I'm actually trying to do with Noah's Ark, because I'm both specialized in specific skills like building second brain, learning methods, or AI systems, but I also actively share ideas and unique perspectives through letters and videos like this one. But what matters is combining both so people can clearly understand what value you provide, so that way you have a market and you can sell them products, services, or coaching. But because having only this can be automated and replaced by AI, you also need to have people that resonate with your ideas and perspective so they have an emotional connection with you. This way, you aren't just the copywriting guy or the AI guy that people just follow for the value but don't care at a personal level. You become a trusted advisor, like a friend with whom you have great conversation and that help you when you need them. From there, you can monetize your perspective by selling digital products, coaching, or selling services around your expertise. I've greatly expanded the topic on what is the best monetization model for beginner creator in my previous newsletter that I've also turned into a video this week. Feel free to check it out after watching this video. Now, how to start building your art today, because becoming a meaning maker and content creator is, as we've seen, one of the surest ways to achieve financial freedom in a post-labor economy, in my humble opinion. But you can't just decide to become a great creator overnight, because the creators who will thrive aren't just the ones with good ideas, but the ones with systems that allow them to consistently capture, develop, and transform their thoughts into valuable content, and ultimately turn them into courses, coaching programs, or standardized services. So if you want to attract your first 1,000 true fans that will allow you to achieve financial freedom, you need to consistently share unique perspectives and insights. And to do that sustainably, you need a way to build and compound your intellectual assets over time. And that's exactly what a second brain system does. It's a digital asset that contains all your notes, ideas, and writing in one organized place, allowing you to create unique perspectives that rise above the flood of AI slop and generic content. Your second brain is the foundation of your digital org. So if you want a system to turn your ideas, your notes, and your creativity into actual income, I built Noah's Org Bank. It's a collection of the exact templates, SOPs, and workflows I use to build my second brain in Kortex, capture valuable ideas from the content I consume, reuse those ideas to create courses, content, and offers, and organize my knowledge in a way that compounds over time. It's completely free, so you can click in the link in the description or in the first pinned comment to join it. We have already 960 people that joined, so let's reach 1,000 soon. Now, to conclude, I want to make something clear. My goal with this video isn't to create fear. The future is uncertain and nobody can predict what will happen. And even though it's factual that AI is improving at a scarily fast rate, AI isn't omniscient and omnipotent yet. And a recent MIT study found that 95% of enterprise generative AI projects fail to deliver measurable ROI yet, and that relying too heavily on AI writing tools can reduce key brain activity and creativity in students. So take everything that I've said with a grain of salt, and please don't get too caught up in all the narratives about the future. Because the truth is we are all trying to figure things out together. So I believe the key will be to learn and adapt quickly and develop systems that allow you to get leverage without making you dependent on the long term. The balance can be tricky, especially with AI where over-reliance is very easy. But that's why I believe building a second brain is the best way to enjoy the benefits of both worlds, as using proven learning frameworks like Zettelkasten will help you develop your creativity and unique perspectives and will create intellectual assets that you will be able to feed AI with to leverage it further. My only answer right now is to leverage the power of these tools as much as I can, while preserving and honing my unique competitive advantage, which is my personality, authenticity, unique perspective, and my ability to create meaning for my audience. The flood is coming, but with the right preparation, you won't just survive, you will thrive. At least, I hope. So I hope this video sparked something in you, so feel free to discuss this with me by replying to this video on the comment section. Thank you for watching and welcome back to the org. Bye.